Hello and welcome to Birdberry Sparks. Today we'll create some breezy blossom garlands, explore some ideas and prompts for a seasonal reflection, and wrap things up with a seed ritual. We are already a few weeks into this year and soon we'll have reached Spring Equinox, aka Ostara. In German this equinox is called Frühlingstag und Nachtgleiche, which literally translates to spring's day and night equality. That says it all. It's the moment when the day and night become equal in length. From this point forward, the days begin to outlast the nights, gradually growing longer until the summer solstice. The longer days and warmer weather are finally bringing life back to nature. The birds have returned to my region now and are singing busily in the mornings. I've noticed lots of buds emerging from the earth and fresh sprouts on young branches. I love this time of year, not just because it's my birthday month, but also because it's filled with firsts. The first crocus, the first bee, the first little sprouts on the tree outside my window, the first day without a jacket, the first butterfly. This year it was a brimstone butterfly. This astronomical date has been celebrated in many cultures for centuries. It marks a time of balance between light and dark and is associated with the renewal of life and the changing of seasons, a time of rebirth and fertility. People still celebrate it all over the world, but these days it's mostly tied to Easter as the Christianized version and falls on a different date. But the traditional symbols stayed the same. Eggs, rabbits, lambs, they all remained unchanged from their pre-Christian origins. I really enjoy celebrating those holidays at the actual astronomical date because first, I'm really into astronomy and days like these feel just special to me. And second, it just feels more logical to me than picking a random date based on some ancient story about a guy returning from the dead. It doesn't exactly seem connected to my life, except for the metaphorical coming back to life that's happening in nature around this time. Just for the record, I don't have anything against Jesus, and I think we can find a lot of wisdom in these ancient legends and stories. Anyway, each holiday within the wheel of the year is tied to an astronomically significant day, whether through the moon cycle or the solar cycle. On these holidays, I like to pause and celebrate the unique qualities of the season. It's a time for me to reflect on where I am, where I've come from, and where I'd like to be. I might also use this special time for a ritual to manifest my goals or let go of what no longer serves me. For Ostara this year, I want to prepare my home to reflect the mood of spring and renewal. And that's very much about time. I'm super late this year with putting down the winter decorations. But even I feel like spring now. So the stars and snowflakes can rest for now, to make space for some vibrant colors and life. I decided to craft some flower garlands to hang in the window, using spring colors and thin paper so the sunlight can shine through. After a bit of trial and error, I settled on a version I'm really happy with. Here's how you can make them. You'll need transparent paper and colors you like, scissors, a pen, needle and string, and some cardboard maybe to create a pattern. First, draw two versions of a flower, one bigger and one smaller, on the cardboard. I chose a design that reminds me of cherry blossoms. I found it helpful to first draw a pentacle to use as a guide so the 5 petals would be evenly shaped. Of course, you can also draw directly onto the paper. Next, cut a strip of your transparent paper and fold it several times. This way you can cut multiple flowers at once instead of cutting each one individually. Draw the flower shape on top of the paper, then cut away. You can also make some leaves in the same way. Finally, thread a long piece of string through the needle and tie a knot at the end. Now you're ready to string your blossoms together however you like. Before adding a new blossom, of course, tie a large knot to keep it from slipping down. I'm really happy how they turned out. Isn't it beautiful how they gently move in the air? They can almost distract me from my not spring cleaned windows. We better move on to the next part. Reflection. I've come up with some journal prompts inspired by what's happening in nature right now. I want to look at fresh buds in our lives, assess the care we are giving our, so to speak, goal plants, and think about new seeds we might want to plant in our lives. I'll share the journal prompts below in the caption so you can copy them. Go through the prompts by yourself, and in the end you hopefully know what goal or goals you really want to see thrive and flourish. What goal seed you really want to plant right now. And here comes in a beautiful ritual you can do, especially at this time of year. Take your goal and plant it, literally. You can take a piece of paper, preferably recycled non-bleached paper, and write your goal on it. I used a piece of an egg carton. Now, isn't that fitting? You can also create a sigil for some extra spark. Maybe I'll make a video on sigils sometime. In the meantime, there are plenty of great videos on YouTube by other people. While you're creating your sigil or writing down your goal, envision as clearly as possible what it will look and feel like once your goal has come to life. Next, you want to prepare a flower pot. I like to cover the hole in the bottom of the pot with a seashell or a stone to prevent the soil from falling out. Add a small layer of soil into the pot and place your goal seed in the center. Now you can add more soil and either plant an actual seed or a young plant on top. It's a good idea to check which plants grow best in your home's condition. Also consider the shade of green of your thumb, so to speak. Some plants are more forgiving and can handle inconsistent watering, while others might need more attention. But try to treat it with love and care nonetheless. After all, this is the representation of your goal, and you want it to grow and thrive, so your goal does too. Personally, I've chosen marigolds, as their colors and shape resonate with my goal, and they can be planted outside at this time of year in my area without needing to be pre-grown indoors. Plus, they are bee-friendly and edible, so I can even try to make a balm with them later this year. Of course, don't forget to give your new little friends a little fresh water in the end. Now you can place your plant at a special spot and nurture it as a reminder and representation of the goal you set. I truly wish that everything you're hoping to achieve this year comes to life and flourishes beautifully. Happy Equinox and happy Ostara!